Brother,
Hello.
how we doing?
Not too bad, dude. How are you?
Not too bad, man. How are you recovering?
Oh, we're coming along. Yeah, recovery's coming along. I'm not like in the worst pain ever,
Yeah,
but it's just in a really tough spot. So like I'm relatively uncomfortable, unfortunately. And I can only like sit and like prop myself up in certain ways.
right.
So I'm kind
Well,
of at a different spot than my normal desk and chair today.
right. That's understandable. Well, hopefully all the recovery goes well, man. I'll be excited to see you get back into the gym and kind of get back after it. You were really seemingly to be making some good progress along those lines, so that's exciting, man.
Because I'm not the most tech savvy person either, but I know how to work it myself, but like I don't know how to fix other people's problems.
Right, right. I'm kind of in the same. Like I gotta be there with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, and yeah, in terms of recovery, it's there's like a lot of pressure more than anything, and like I do have unfortunately a drain in, so like it's sore where the tube is like connected to you. It's not very comfortable.
Right. Understandable. Is it just like a JP drain type of deal, or what do you got? What do you got?
It's called a Davol,
Hmm.
Davol.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, but it's just like a tube with like a little plastic balloon that kind of, yeah, it's gross, but
Gotcha. Hey,
that's,
I've seen it all. I work in a hospital setting, so like I've seen all kinds of drains, man. So
I gotcha. But that comes out on Tuesday, so hopefully after that I'll be decent and I'm able to like walk a little bit. I got 7,500 steps yesterday,
nice.
so the goal's 10,000 around the house today. We'll see
There
how it
you go.
goes.
All right, there you go. Drake, how we doing, brother?
What's up,
Oh,
fellas?
yay, we
Not a
got him.
lot, man.
Sorry
I'm
about the
glad.
little mishap there.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you coming on board here.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
I have your Instagram pulled up here, so let me just go ahead. I was trying to go to the stage shots as well, brother, but for some reason it was giving me a hard time, like the Battle of Texas, and then I went to a couple of few different things. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. But in the meantime, we can go to your Instagram and kind of check you out, and then you gotta give us a rundown of who you are and how you became here to be an IFBB pro and kind of your come up, brother.
Yeah, of course. So honestly, it all started in 2018. That was when I finally decided to do my first show. I did the Kentucky Muscle. What did I do? Novice. I took the novice overall, and then third and open for light heavies, I believe.
Mhm.
I think I came in right at the top of the class.
You
Um,
were a light heavy your first show?
yeah, I was like
That's
Man.
crazy.
199
That's
on the
crazy
dot,
to
I think.
believe, man.
Yeah, just thinking about a Drake under 200 pounds, I
No,
didn't know that it happened,
that doesn't
right?
compute in my head, man.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then I took 2 years off and did the Indiana State in 2020, COVID year. So it was what lucked out for me is my gym back home. So I'm from LaPorte, Indiana.
Hmm.
Fitness Plus is where I train all up until I moved here. I'll get to that later. But the owner of the gym, he put cardboard on the windows in the front so we could still train in there full time during COVID.
I
Nice.
never heard
So
that story. That's
oh,
awesome.
it was a blast. I had the gym to myself. There's probably 4 or 5 of us that could use the gym. Still like kind of like under wraps. No one knew about it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember your look from that 2020 show too, because I was there and you were
Yeah.
gnarly too. I thought
Oh,
you
I was
looked great
peeled.
there.
Yeah.
I think I may have introduced did I compliment you? Do you remember? I feel like
I'm
I
trying
may
to think if
have.
that was 2020 or 2021.
Oh, it was
Something.
2021.
I think it was 21.
I
Yeah.
think that was 21. Yeah, yeah. I
So
keep
then
interjecting, but yeah, continue.
Man, that's
I did only the Indiana State. That was the first year they did the Battle of the States with
mhm.
Indiana State. That was when Dave Bowers was running the show. And
Yep.
what was it? I only did the Indiana State, and I took third in heavyweight. I moved up a class,
Mhm.
and no, it wasn't third in heavyweights. It was second. Yeah, it was second in heavyweights. There we go. And then I did 2021, same show, except I did the Battle of the States as well. and I won the overall, or not the overall. I won my class and super heavyweights in the Indiana State and the Battle of the States, but didn't win the overall. I was a little upset about that.
Right.
Let me ask you real quick for a second. So from the first time you competed to that 2020, what year was that? You said
2018 was the first show. Yep.
so from 2018 to 2021 Indiana State. What were your stage? How much stage weight did you put on in those 3 years?
Oh gosh. So I was 242 in 2021.
And you were under 198 in a
Stage
quarter.
weight, and I was 199 on the dot. My first show in 2018.
So you put on
That's
like
crazy.
45-ish pounds in 3 years.
Yeah, my body responded super quick.
Yeah,
That's
this
nuts.
being your 2018 look, this is pretty gnarly, man. This is great conditioning.
That's so sick.
This is insane, man. And to see like the levels that you've like just absolutely destroyed coming up here is pretty gnarly.
And honestly, for that first show, the crazy part is I only ran test. That
Really?
entire prep, 750 test, all the way until 6 weeks out, we threw in Winstraw. And that's all I ran for that prep.
Dang.
Young Drake.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absurd. Like no clean, no nothing. This is just straight up test and Winstraw here.
Yeah.
That's incredible, brother. That's pretty gnarly. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome. And as you
then
can see,
obviously the fun stuff got added later on, but
most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty incredible, man. I mean, just to see the progress along the years here. I mean, this is 2020 here. I mean, this is just the 2 years between 2018 and 2020. You can see the size difference here.
That is such a sick photo too, bro.
Oh yeah.
I know the lighting was perfect there.
Dude, yeah.
My Instagram though, it does. I'll be the first one to say it kind of isn't the greatest. My posting skills aren't.
You just need to post more.
That's all it boils down to. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is an incredible look here. And then you went to this is my first introduction to you was here at the Indiana State Championships. I didn't chat with you or anything. I was actually in the crowd, but I knew from the moment I saw like you kind of step on stage, and I was like, okay, this guy, it's levels ahead. You know, like you could tell from this moment that you really were going to be bringing something special. And yeah, this was an incredible showing here at the 2022 Dave Bowers Indiana State Championships, man.
So after that 2021 show and I missed the overall, I told myself, I'm like, I don't care if it's my third time doing the Indiana State. Like my mindset there was just like, I'm coming for the overall, or this is the last time I'm ever like, this is it here.
Wow.
And so then, yeah, that 2022 year I came back and then finally got the overall there.
So if you hadn't won this show with this look, obviously, if you hadn't won, do you think that you'd still be bodybuilding, or do you think that would have been it for you?
I would still be bodybuilding, but I just wouldn't have done the Indiana State.
The Indiana State, gotcha, gotcha.
But going back to like, I guess I should have covered this in the beginning. What really got me into competing back home was my good friend Tyler Oberholzer. He might be in one of these photos here on my Instagram page, but he was my it might be in one of these, but he was my training partner and back home. And years ago, he's just like, when are you going to compete, man? When are you going to get on stage? And I was just like, like, I don't think that's for me. I feel like I'd feel really uncomfortable in posing trunks on stage. Like that, it just really didn't like kind of pull me in yet.
Right.
And then he's just like, I'm telling you, you just got to try one show, just one show. That's it. And then that's when I hooked up there with my first coach, James Brown. And that was also my friend Tyler's coach as well. And he's just like, just one show, yada, yada. He talked me into it. Obviously, I got bit by the bug in it. It's been game over ever since.
Right.
But he won Mr. Indiana in 2017. And I've always kind of looked up to Tyler in that aspect, especially with him helping me get started. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring that.
Is this him here?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why that Indiana State title meant so much to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. How long you guys known each other here? Is this like a childhood friend here, brother? Or?
I met him. When was this? Probably shortly out. He's a couple years older than me.
Okay.
Um, I want to say shortly after high school, so probably like 2020, 2016, 2017
Nice.
period.
Yeah, he's got a nice
And
physique
then
too, man.
I know I get on him. I feel like he should have been a pro by now.
Well, it is pretty incredible to see what you've done with your career here very early on. How old are you, Drake?
29.
29, man, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so you
I'll
have
be 30 in June.
so much time, and like you really just kind of get into that peak, like I feel like in bodybuilding, especially like 30s are really where you can start to see those leaps and bounds ahead.
Oh,
um
absolutely. Yeah.
and I mean, this was an incredible look there. So you won your overall there, and then did you go to yeah, I see you went to nationals here,
Yeah,
or
that was,
North Americans.
yeah, North Americans 2 weeks after that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I took seventh, so second call out. And that was my first ever national show. I kind of want to like dip my feet in the water, see what it was like.
Yeah.
Realized it's definitely the different level of competition, obviously.
Right. Right.
Um, so then that was, yeah, September of 2022. And then I made my mindset up there that I was doing nationals in 2023
Mm-hmm.
and in Texas. And then that's when I won my pro card.
Won the card.
On
Yep.
the card after that. Nice. And I see this is from that 2023 nationals here.
Yep.
Nice, man. It's full as a house.
Yeah, that was a blast.
And
So
then
that's a memory
you
I'll never forget.
recently, so you took, how long of an off season did you take from then to your pro debut?
So that was December of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't do my pro debut until the second week of August. I want to say it was like August 9th, 2025.
And then give us the rundown on that. Like, how was your pro debut, being that it was less than a year ago, and now you're kind of coming off of it into the off season now? Like, thinking back on it, how was your pro debut experience? Like, and in comparison,
Unforgettable.
how was it competing as a professional versus competing as an amateur?
My biggest part. So honestly, I will say like nothing was different in the preparation. I've always prepared. Any bodybuilder knows like you're preparing, you're giving your maximum effort each show.
Mm-hmm.
So that aspect wasn't any different. But going to the show, the huge takeaway I took from there is, and it was honestly kind of like the backstage area. All these guys that I'm used to like looking up on Instagram or kind of just about hearing about on podcasts, like I'm standing next to these guys backstage, just talking and just that was kind of the biggest part where I was just like, wow, I'm like actually here right now.
Right. Kind of surreal experience to kind of be within
It
that group,
was, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
like you're
sick.
one of them. Yeah, and you are.
Yeah.
That's looking. That is
This
being that
improvement
you've,
is
well,
crazy.
yeah, and being that you have been competing for as long as you have, and like going from being a fan of the sport, a fan of these guys, to now they're more so your contemporaries and your I mean colleagues, I guess you could even say,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could.
fellow
Peers.
athletes. Like that, yeah, it's a very, coming from my own experience. When God willing, I'm able to experience that. I couldn't imagine how that would feel. It'd be a very surreal, I'm sure, experience.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But overall, I was like, especially looking at these pictures too from my nationals look going into the Texas look,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was like, seeing the comparison, I was kind of blown away myself. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like you
Because I
definitely
know,
put on some size here. Like you could see the quality muscle put on, brother.
I'm sure I know I'm not the only one that we're our worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm obvious, I get in my head a lot, but so seeing the pictures really does like help me like, wow, here was the progress made.
Right.
I can agree with that from experience, because Drake, little personal interjection, Drake and I met more so like in 2022, and then we also worked together for a year and a half or so, and now
Yep.
we train at the same gym even. So like now I've been seeing you on a regular basis for like the last 3 or 4 years now.
Yep.
But Drake, how much do you weigh right now?
Now I've been like hovering around like 272 to 275.
Yeah, and talking to Drake, you would not know he's 272. He thinks he's like 200 pounds. That's how much but he is absolutely a massive human being.
Yeah.
And even from the time that like we first met at that 2022 Indiana State and started talking to now, and just the improvements and how much you've grown since then has been wild to see. And
I
it's been
appreciate
cool.
that.
I did have a question for you though, tracking back a little bit to 2022, 2023. You ended up that year before you turned pro, you ended up moving from LaPorte down to Indianapolis as well, which was a relatively big change. And I wanted to ask how that affected bodybuilding in general, how it affected your life, being the fact that you were mid 20s or so and making a big change. LaPorte, for those who don't know, is like Northwest Indiana, close to that Michigan border, not too far away from the Chicagoland area. Am I correct on that one, Drake?
Yeah. Yep.
So moving like 2.5 to 3 hours south. Was it time change too from Central to Eastern? You guys still on Eastern over there?
Oh yeah. No, they're on Central Time.
Yeah. So a time
Yeah.
change and everything.
Time change and all.
How did your life, being the fact that you were able to turn pro in that year with so much change in your life, how did that all affect you? And then give us just a rundown on how all that went.
Honestly, so that was probably the biggest change I've made in my life for sure. Because I was living at home, still back home. It's a small town place. I want to say I could be wrong now, but the last I checked, it might have been a couple years ago, but it was like Laporte's got like 30,000 people. And at the time, when I was still training at my hometown gym, me and Tyler were the only competitive bodybuilders, yes, but competitors that have done any NPC shows, like we were the only two. So it was just the whole environment and kind of fellow competitors to be around. It was just me and him.
Right.
So the biggest change was coming down to Indy. Like it was a whole seeing like kind of like what the big gym environments were like was a kind of a shock to me. I wasn't used to that.
Where were you training at down there in Logansport? Where were you training at the time? Was it just like a local gym or like a bodybuilding focused type of gym, or what was it like?
So it was Fitness Plus is the name. And
Fitness Plus.
yep. And I wanted it's hard to say it was bodybuilding because we were the only two guys.
Right.
But like the environment, it was a lot of just 9 to 5 people. Everyone works 9 to 5 in Laporte. There
Mm.
are no like different schedules how it is down here. And
It's all
everyone
new.
goes to the gym right when they get off work.
Right.
And it's real like you could say blue collar, a bunch of steel mills up there, and
Hmm.
so everyone gets off, goes to the gym. A lot of people train hard, but like it was more for like lifestyle sense.
Right. Kind of like personal goals, not necessarily bodybuilding focused, you know?
Yes, yeah.
So that environment change, how much would you say that kind of impacted your physique and your motivation factor even to kind of have a whole different environment coming here to Indy?
It was pretty dramatic. And especially like equipment selection and stuff. That whole gym at the time, it's since changed a little bit and got upgraded since.
Okay.
But at the time when I still trained there, it was all like he had a couple Arsenal leg pieces, and then everything was like 90s Cybex equipment,
Gotcha.
which I'm still a fan of,
Right.
but
Right.
that was all I've ever known.
Yep.
So coming to Indy, I was just I used Prime for the first time, just all
Hmm.
different Nautilus, Atlantis. I had never used that previously. So I was like,
It's kind of like a playground a little bit for a bodybuilder,
big time. Yeah.
right? Yeah, man.
Now I'm just kind of like an equipment. Like I just love using new stuff and getting new equipment to like see if I like that movement pattern or not.
Hmm.
So that's always fun.
Well, now
Going from
training at peak, oh my gosh, I just cut you off big
no,
time,
no,
didn't I,
no. I was about to
brother?
say,
No, you're
I think
good.
the
Yeah,
same thing there. Like you were saying, Matt, training at peak. I'm sure that's even more of like a playground in that factor, you know?
it is peak hands down equipment wise. Total package for a gym. I don't think I've used one better.
Yeah.
Peak is a gym on the north side of Indy for those of you guys who don't know, but fantastic gym. But I wanted to ask now, being that you're, would it be like 7 or 8 months post pro debut
Yeah.
around then? What are your current plans for next showing? What are you kind of doing off season wise? or how's life changing for you since then?
Yeah, so it's changed quite a bit. My current plans, I had recently joined a pipe fitters union in December, and I'm working in Lebanon. You guys being Indy area, you know where that's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm in Whitestown, so it's not too far. It's probably like 15 minutes from the job site. But
Yeah.
we're working 60 and 70 hours a week, so it's a lot.
Right.
Um, I'm doing that, and anyone knows bodybuilding, especially, even though I'm a pro, I'll be the first one to say it's not paying my bills,
Yeah. Right.
and it's so expensive. So I gotta,
People don't realize it, man. Like bodybuilding is not even at the pro level unless you have like you're the Andrew Jacks or the Nick Walkers. Like being a pro
yep,
isn't like you're not getting a check each week just because you have the IFBB pro handle. You know what I mean? Like there's
yeah, absolutely,
still got to make a living. So to see you going 60 to 70 hours a week, man, like and still training like this heavy and going hard, like it's pretty motivating, you know, for I'm sure for a lot of our viewers here that get a chance to see this, like you're doing the exact same thing everyone else is working, putting the hours in for a job here daily and coming in and doing the work in the gym too. So
yeah,
Well, there is that common misconception, right? That when you turn pro, everything changes. And not always the case unless you are one of those higher echelon, at least from bodybuilding alone, right? Because
mhm.
turning pro certainly can open up a lot of doors for you.
yeah, the
But
opportunity,
in terms of just competing as a pro and being paid from it and being able to live off of that is not the reality for a lot of pros today, you know?
Yeah.
yeah,
But I and I think that goes to show your passion more so for the sport because when we've talked about this before, not everyone gets into it for the right reasons, and you can see the ones that don't versus the ones who do.
Mhm.
And we've always just done it because we've enjoyed it and like it's fun. Like we couldn't imagine life without it,
Right.
I honestly
regardless
couldn't,
of
man.
you're right, and like regardless of being paid or not, like I recall multiple videos of guys that you know that they do it because they love it, like when they're a pro. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a paycheck, I forgot that we even got paid for these like
Yeah,
these shows, right? So it's yeah, anyone can tell how much you truly like enjoy and love the sport. So it's
Mhm.
cool stuff, dude. It's really cool to be able to I just know you, I suppose, and be able to have the opportunity to help share, I guess, your story and where you've come from to now.
that's awesome. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And even from being an amateur, I could honestly say the training aspect in the gym, all that stuff, feels no different. Like
Gotcha.
Sure.
I don't look at myself any different because I've always held myself to that kind of highest standard I possibly can. This is what I got to do.
Right.
This is the amount of meals I got to eat. Like this is what's going to get done to get me to be to where I need to be.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's for like just the love of bodybuilding. I truly some would say it could sound bad, but I don't know what I would do without it.
No, it's and that's kind of the thing I think with all of us, amateur and pros, you know, like we fall in love with it and it's truly just like a game of continuous progress. Like, you know, like there's never like the end goal. Like, yeah, we always have like that mindset of like, oh, when I achieve this physique, like that's the ultimate goal of it all. But realistically, even when you achieve that physique, you're like, oh, I can do a little bit more, you know, like that's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah.
the mindset, you know. So that's awesome, man.
The love of the shows and competing came after the love for training.
Right. Exactly.
That'll always be number one, whether I compete or not, or even later when I'm done competing, I'm still gonna train.
Right. And then
Yeah.
to kind of touch in on that, on like on your pro career, what are some of your like pro goals that you have here? Like especially after your first pro show, kind of get like you said, kind of get your feet wet as well in that atmosphere and kind of getting that experience. What are now your goals as a pro? Like, do you have any sort of set shows in mind that like you're really like I have to compete here, I really want to, or anything that you have in mind?
Set shows, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my next goal, it's a simple one. It's one. There's one goal, and it's win a show.
Yeah.
And and then I can kind of set goals from that point.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
show wise for this year, I was kind of aiming for I wanted to do 1 to 2 shows this year, but taking a look at the bigger picture and things I need to focus on, people I need to focus on,
Right.
I I'm gonna wait until 2027 to get back on stage.
Okay. And then you know
Yeah.
what? That's the thing that people don't realize. Like we got time, I mean, like there's plenty of time, especially with you being 29, going to be 30 this year. Like there's so much time that you have as a pro to really advance that physique and make like a big splash in 2027. And I think you and I've chatted a little bit, especially coming from like that Logansport area. You wanted to do the Chicago Pro, right?
Laporte.
Laporte, sorry, not
Yeah, yeah.
sorry,
You're good.
Laporte. That is the Chicago Pro. Is that something that you were kind of eyeballing, maybe, or?
Chicago Pro is one I've always wanted to do because it kind of be like a hometown show.
Yeah, right.
But as of last year, Tim Gardner took away the open class from Chicago.
Yeah, I did see that. Especially, I was kind of surprised, especially after like the bigger names like the Justin Shires, and I don't know if Sergio Olivia did that one too or not, but they have some
Yeah,
bigger
he's
names
from
there.
Chicago too, I believe.
Yeah, so he did that
Yeah.
show. Yeah, you're right. So I'm wondering if hopefully they'll bring that back because I think that was a great opportunity for guys, and I feel like that you would be right in that mix with those type of guys, those Justin Shires, those Sergios. Like you definitely put up a really good fight in those type of comparisons there.
And also too, going off pro shows,
Mhm.
something that I've granted, something that I've noticed, especially like amateur level, you do have your local shows, which is kind of it's going to be your local guys more than likely within maybe an hour or two.
Yeah,
And then you have your regional shows, which I kind of look at the same as local shows. They're
right.
they're just a little bit bigger. And then your national shows is obviously you kind of got everyone in the US traveling around doing your shows.
Hmm.
And there's only those couple there's I can't even remember. Well, I guess it just depends on the division, but I want to say for bodybuilding, there might be like 5 off the top of my head if I'm not counting each show individually, like
Hmm.
5 shows that I can do nationally to turn pro.
Yeah.
And then now for the pro shows, what I'm also realizing, granted, you have your list of the pro shows, but
Hmm.
there's also something I've realized and like heard over podcasts and stuff that's really like kind of hit home to me. Sounds funny to say, but you got to be strategic
Yeah. Right. And
in
I've heard
picking
that a
your
bunch.
shows.
Right. I've heard
Yeah,
that a bunch, especially like amongst all these podcasts that I listen to. Like I listen to the Think Big and obviously the Bro Chat. That's obviously a big one.
yeah, yeah.
You got a few of those, but like strategy is everything, and like you never know who's going to show up, but that is everything whenever you're picking out your shows. Is that something that you've had to kind of keep in consideration whenever you're looking at 2027 or whenever you were scouting out 2026 even?
For 2027, yes. And honestly, I wasn't kind of funny story in 2025 when I did my pro debut in Texas. I almost didn't compete
Oh,
this last year. Now it is since it's 2026,
right.
but I almost didn't compete last year. And when I realized, I'm like, hey, like I last competed in 2023, I need to do my pro debut this year.
Right.
And then there was only a set amount of shows left. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do Chicago, and then when it came out already after the list was already out that he was dropping open,
Yeah.
so I had to call an audible, and I'm like, wow, the only 2 shows left are Tampa and Texas,
Yeah. Right. And
and so then my girl did um, she did 2 shows this year,
okay.
and you know Madison from
Yeah. Yeah. Met Maddie at
yeah
the gym. Yep.
yeah, and so she did 2 shows. She did the Indy Pro Amateur side June 29th. That
Okay.
one was. And then she did the premiere show, which was the same day as Tampa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was just
Gotcha.
like, all right, I'll do Texas.
Yeah, that kind of had no choice with that. You got to go do
Yeah.
Texas there.
And so then we get to Texas, and I'm like, holy crap, the list is 28 guys.
It was a big show, and it was really
And it was
competitive
just, and
too,
it was
man.
huge, massive names. So I'm like, well, wow, like, I don't know. The strategic planning there wasn't the greatest, but I knew I don't know. Me going into my pro debut, I was gonna I had high expectations. I was kind of shooting for like a top call out, first call out.
Right.
That was my realistic expectation.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the 28 guys, I was like, well, that didn't do me any favors.
And and like you had the big names like Jordan Hutchinson. You had who was Quentin at that show? Was Quentin at Texas?
Yeah, he was. He
Yeah, so
took second.
So Quentin there. I mean, you had some big names in that
Joe
lineup.
Palacios.
Oh yeah, Joe made a big
Mm-hmm.
splash at that show
Yeah.
too. So
Yep.
I mean, you got those big names. Like that's a tall order, for a pro debut at that as well.
It
So
was, yeah.
but still a phenomenal showing, man. And like that's something that whatever we saw those stage shows there or stage shots a little bit ago, like you see the visible improvements, and it's only going to get better for you as you continue to truck along here. So
Oh,
Couldn't
that's
yeah.
ask for
exciting
better
stuff.
experience, right? Jumping into a show with 28 pro guys. Like,
Oh
hey,
Right.
gosh.
right?
Yeah, it was
I mean,
crazy.
that's a big jump, dude. That's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool though.
huge jump.
Yeah.
So, and that show I heard is really well produced as well. Like that's one of the better productions within the IFBB is that Texas Pro. So, yeah, that's awesome, man.
It was. That was a blast. The only downfall I could say though, so they do a handful of Texas amateur shows as well.
Right.
And I want to say it was the Texas. Do you remember what it was, babe? Was it the Texas State? The amateur show that they did before mine? It was it might have been Battle of Texas, but
Battle of
either way,
Texas,
it was
yeah.
the amateur show right before mine
Mm-hmm.
that they're running. My only complaint was when finals came around. The pros did their finals after the amateur finals,
That makes
and
for a
it
long,
ran
long
over,
day.
and it ran over like an hour and a half after our original start time.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
was kind of my only complaint because you're I know obviously everything at that point's got to be precise.
Right.
And
And I
you're hurrying up to sit around and wait, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
just laying on the ground. Yeah, that's not any fun to
Ugh,
anybody.
Right,
I
just
know.
waiting around. Especially those Texas shows like that you get a large turnout, for those type of shows too. Like I'm sure that amateur
Oh
show
yeah,
like had
their
crazy
amateur
amount.
show is massive. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
Irving Convention Center, dude, is quite large.
it
Yeah.
is. It's ginormous. Yeah.
It's a pretty cool venue, though, I will say. And it's like for the athlete, it's super accessible. Like you walk in, like the front doors to the lobby and the backstage doors, like to your right.
Right
Yeah.
And it's
there.
like
Yeah.
sick.
Right.
Which is really cool.
Kind of comes in clutch a little bit.
I did want to ask as well, Drake, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
what type of like training style would you say you prescribe to, if you prescribe to any, or do you feel as if over the years you've just kind of found what works for you and what doesn't?
A lot of it's kind of been. I've tried a lot of different things, and
Hmm.
I've done push pull legs. Um, I've done like a push pull arms legs, like hybrid stuff like that, with like training 2 on 1 off, three
Hmm.
on 1 off. But the thing that I always find myself going back to is kind of like a bro split.
Sure.
And it's kind of, I guess you could say it's a hybrid of a bro split because I'll do kind of like my first 2 days is chest. Uh, I'll do chest the initial day of the split, chest, shoulders, and then like one exercise of tries. And then the back day will be back.
Hmm.
One, I'll do my back day, and then I'll do one exercise of rear delts, and then one exercise of biceps.
Mhm.
And then Wednesday's a rest. Thursday I'll do shoulders focused with 1 to 2 exercises of chest. Um, Friday legs, I'll do a full leg day because I had
Le-
recently pulled back
Them legs
and
are big.
I just do legs once a week now.
Nah, I'm not
And
surprised.
then Saturday's my arm day. And then Sunday off.
Nice.
Do you do you train very heavy, would you say, in your opinion? Or are you a 6 to 10 guy, or are you a 10 to 12 guy? Rep range, I should say.
I've been playing around. I've always, for the longest time, I've been like 12 to 15.
Hmm.
That's been the sweet spot for me. I played around with lowering the reps a little bit, like 8 to 10.
Hmm.
But then where I find myself, I will say I'm strong. I saw with the amount of load that I use, I found when I'm going 8 to 10, sometimes, granted, I can move it with great form and it's
Hmm.
like it's super controlled, slow, whatever.
Right.
But I found that it almost is like it hurts more than it feels like it. I'm working
Mhm.
the muscle, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big proponent with my training of how it feels.
Right.
Absolutely.
It looks like
I
And
mean,
you're
once
getting the most out of it for sure. I mean, this is absurd. This pec deck with the gym pin of a 45. That's absurd, man. That's you are like you saying, like strength is definitely up there. But you're going nice and controlled. You know, you can see within
yeah,
each rep, like there's purpose to each rep. So yeah, that's pretty impressive, brother.
thank you.
Most definitely. And I did get a few questions here. If you're open to it, I know one of them that popped up was kind of like, what does a day in a life look like for you as an IFBB pro and as somebody that's still trying to climb the ranks there and kind of make a name for yourself as you're chasing that first pro win, brother?
Oh yeah. So right now I'm doing 5 meals a day, and I was doing 6, but I pulled back to 5 and up the portions when I started this. How many hours I'm working a day?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much what it looks like, I'm waking up at like 4:30 ish each morning, cooking my breakfast, meal one, but I won't eat it until a little bit later. But I'll get to that. So
Gotcha.
I'll wake up and I blend a shake the night before. I'll do protein powder, protein powder, uh, Greek yogurt, honey, and oats, and a little bit of peanut butter. It's super calorie dense, and it's something that I can get down quick.
Yeah, right.
So I blend that up, and I'll drink that on my way to work or right when I get there.
Gotcha.
And then I'll have break at. I'm working 10 hours, so I'm working like 5:50 to 4:20, I think is our hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll meal two at 9 a.m. Lunch, which is meal three at 12, and then I don't get to. Sadly, they changed our stuff around, so I don't get to eat again until I get off.
Oh, wow.
So I'm eating at 12, and I don't get to eat again until 4:30,
Right.
which kind of sucks, but it's just kind of the hands I'm dealt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then right then I'm going straight from Lebanon to Peak,
Okay, gotcha.
and I'm eating my pre-workout meal on the way there. And then I shoot for my training sessions to be like an hour and 15, hour to 30 max,
Gotcha.
just so there's like no wasted time there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
Right.
so then I'm training there, driving home, showering, eating my last meal. And in that mix of time, I'm kind of preparing for the next day and getting everything I need to get ready, like food, clothes, and then getting that done as fast as possible so me and my girl can kind of spend the end of our night together.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Man.
right now, that's kind of just been a repeating cycle. And
Right.
then Sunday's our off day that we kind of just get to lounge around. We don't do a whole lot.
Kind of get to
Mhm.
reset a little bit because it sounds like you're on go pretty much all week, brother. Like all
It
week.
is. Yeah. It's nonstop.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, that's just goes to show the passion, though. Like I know a lot of people that when it would be that rigorous of a schedule, like they tend to just be like, they become an excuse for them. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, I ain't got the time for it. Like I'll figure out meal prep some other time. Like you have a regimented schedule that you're not wavering whatsoever. So that's pretty
Oh,
remarkable, brother.
thank you. In that aspect, yeah, the meals, it's funny. I've always been this way, but kind of like my preparation for
Mm-hmm.
each day kind of, I don't know, like I have to be prepared for that next day or I'm not okay.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
understandable. We all get stressed out if we don't have the meals ready or if something's like kind of haywire. That's one thing with being the bodybuilders. If we're not as regimented with everything, it becomes like a huge stressor. And like you can
Oh
see
yeah.
and
Yep.
within our moods sometimes during prep, like our physiques. Like it really shows. So heck yeah,
There's
man.
certainly something to be said for having like that routine that you stick to, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think I think that can apply to like most adults as they get into their 30s as well. They're just not always they're not bodybuilding related habits or routines, but like I
Right.
do believe a successful like low stress adult that's like successful or going somewhere, they
Mm-hmm.
got routines that they don't like to mess up,
Oh,
right? That's
100%.
my opinion as I approach 30 years old.
Yeah. Right.
The routine, especially even outside of bodybuilding, but even though bodybuilding's built kind of that discipline for the routine, I'm someone that I gotta have everything's got to be planned out for me.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm not real good at like I know
We're not winging it.
spontaneous is a good thing, but I'm like I gotta have it's
Dude,
got to be planned,
yeah,
you
I
it's
know.
got
say
to be
I
prepared.
am the furthest thing from spontaneous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because then
Dude,
I'm like, all right, cool, we'll do this at this time. This is when I'm going to eat a meal, so I'm
yep.
as long as I'm prepared, I'll do anything.
yeah, right. As long as there's like
Yeah,
some sort of schedule kind of in place. That's what I tell my girl all the time too. I'm like, hey, like I'm cool to like if you want to take a day trip, like that's great, but let's make sure we have these meals planned out. That's
yeah,
kind of what
yeah.
I tell her. So
Then
that's
I'm good to go. I'm content.
yeah, I'm content. Just gotta have the meals, gotta have the training session. We'll be good to go. It looks like you did answer a few of these other questions that I had. Like one of them was a pro goal yours, which is to win a pro show
Yep.
coming here in 2027. And then I have another one here. What do you think are the three main things that have contributed to you getting to where you are today? Like this could be life in general or pro bodybuilding. That's totally up to you how you want to answer that, brother.
Hmm. Uh, honestly, number one, I feel like my work ethic when I and discipline towards that goal. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I set a goal, it's all in. There is no deviating from it.
Right.
And then my discipline of whatever plan is set in place, I'm following it to a T.
Yep. Most
And then I
definitely.
kind of apply that anywhere I can.
Yep.
Yep.
Discipline and work ethic. That takes, I mean, that's the name of the game here in bodybuilding. I feel like, like that's everything, and I think Matt, you can even preach to that a little bit about I mean, it's the name of the game, especially during a prep scenario. I mean, we all live it, we preach it too.
Oh, absolutely. And I can attest to Drake's discipline and work ethic. The man's never off plan. We're very similar. Like when we got invited to like social situations, it'd be like, well, can we bring our meal? Like, is this how long is this gonna be? Like kind of figuring
Yeah. Do
things
I need to
out.
prepare to? Granted, I'll be. If I don't know, then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to bring a meal for
I'll
X
bring three
time just
meals
in
if I
case.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring
Yeah.
it extra, right?
I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
And then another question I had here, which you kind of did touch on this, the differences between a pro show prep and an amateur prep, and like kind of the motivation, training style, etc. was the question that came in. You said that's pretty much the same for you, right? Like you go like no difference for you, or was there like a little bit of a different motivation for you?
Uh, I'm going to say it's probably the exact same.
The
And
exact
here's
same.
why, because it's funny to say this, but each prep going into the show, I'll kind of like I'll create own battles in my own head
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah.
something that's gonna like let me get an upper edge.
Yeah.
So like I'll think about I'll be if there's any time where I'm kind of just like say if you any we've all been there. You're going into a training session or you're exhausted and you're like,
Oh
man, I
yeah.
really don't want to do this, but like this is what's got to get done.
Oh yeah.
And once my motivating factor is I'm constantly thinking about I'm like what's everyone else like what's that guy doing.
Yeah.
I'm like there isn't a single thing that guy is going to do that he's going to do to get the upper hand on me because I'm going to do it too.
Exactly.
Like I'll try
Mhm.
to like create battles in my own head and I've done that for every show I've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like your
So
own
that
little narrative.
yeah, even if it's not true, I'll kind of just like put it in my head to like as that factor to kind of help me get an upper hand mentally, I guess.
Most
Oh,
definitely.
absolutely.
I've done it a time or two myself in my preps, like I was on the stair stepper and I was like, man, like I don't want to go do this other session. Like it's second session of the day, I'm over it. And I have to tell myself, like, well, the guy that's gonna be in first place, like he's doing it. So like do you want to beat him? Like, that's kind of like the
Yeah,
self-motivating factor there. And you kind of make your own little narratives there. It's funny how our minds work like that, in the prep
it is.
scenarios.
When I'm
And going
feeling like,
down to
oh, go ahead.
the training situations, yeah, like whatever my training split is or like whatever the training program is at the time,
Mm-hmm.
it's 110% effort regardless.
Hmm.
So I
Nice.
feel like that aspect doesn't change.
Gotcha.
I can attest to that. I've trained with you in off season and in prep. I trained with you like relatively close. We hit that leg. Did we train your last leg day together before your pro
Oh, it
debut?
was. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was
Nice.
you still went really hard,
Yeah.
relatively hard on that leg. I was like, for a week out, it was harder than my last leg day. I can tell you before my show. Um, oh, I had a question that was branching off of it, but I know when I feel my lowest in prep, like there'll be like a sixth sense of satisfaction of like, dude, there's no way on stage anyone on stage with me will have felt as terrible as I have felt. My conditioning is going to be great for sure. Like I
Oh
want to
yeah.
make myself feel worse than everybody else just to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is
I've been
that,
there.
yeah. It
You're
gives
eating
you that
meal.
that push.
Yeah. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, we've been there where you're just like, man, I seriously, I don't think I can. It's like thinking about how hard it would be to get off the couch just to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you're
Yeah.
thinking about that,
I'm
dude,
just
that's when you
like,
know
oh
you're
my,
in it.
I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah,
just
you're
like
in
wet
it
the
there.
bed.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
Screw
I'm
it.
suffering. I'm gonna look fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There you
100%.
go, brother. That's where it's at. That's funny. Whenever I had my last prep, we got this house and we painted the living room before we moved everything in. And I think we were like 3 or 4 weeks out at the time. And she's like, "Hey,
Oh
let's go paint the
gosh.
living room." And dude, I'm
No.
telling you, I painted
Oh,
like a good portion of the wall and would lay on the ground flat starfish. Be like,
Yeah.
"What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here?"
oh, I
Half
bet, yeah.
this room's not going to get finished. It's going to be half done. I'm going to quit.
Literally.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. And then Drake, here's a I guess a couple final questions for you. One of them being who do you kind of like look up to like whenever you're getting ready for a show or like do you have any like YouTubers that you watch quite often or any sort of big name bodybuilders that like you're the biggest fan of?
Uh, well, I will say my all-time kind of like the person who I was looked up to was Dallas McCarver.
Oh, okay.
And it's unfortunate his passing when it,
Mm-hmm.
but that was early in body. That was kind of like I wanted. That might have been even right before I. It was right before I started competing, but I trained and ate like a bodybuilder, but I just had never thought about competing and stuff.
Right.
And that was kind of someone early on, especially that I was really looked up to.
Yeah.
But even now, like video wise, here and there, I'll go to like YouTube and um, I'll type in just like motivational stuff, and there's endless videos of motivational
The
videos and stuff.
Machiavelli videos, man, those are always a
Yeah,
gem, man.
and I'll throw those on while I'm training, even some days,
Oh,
if
nice.
I don't want to listen to
Hmm.
music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who
That's
are the
sick.
physiques or the pros that you looked up to when you were coming up? That might be a
Better way
little
to word
because
it.
it's gonna be well, it's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
kind of awkward, no, because I personally like I don't look up to the top pros today right now because
Because
those
you
weren't the guys I grew up with.
mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
kind of Drake and I are just a smidge older, so we grew up with on the tail end of the last generation. So
Yeah.
that and back when I was a younger bodybuilder, that was what I looked up to physiques more. So that was more so what I was thinking about. So yeah, what who are those guys for you, Drake?
Okay. Oh man, I'm a big fan of the uh, old Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath. Phil Heath,
Hmm.
especially, that was if we're going
That's his
Goat,
guy. That's Matt's
yeah,
guy.
goat.
if we're going best ever bodybuilders, even it's a toss up between Phil and Ronnie for me.
Yeah.
Ronnie has the freak factor, but like other than that, I'd probably put Phil in second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love uh, Kevin Levrone.
Mhm.
I love the
Kevin.
'90s kind of era. Um, yeah, other than that,
Kevin was a beast, man. And like he had some crazy genetics. He's truly one of the uncrowned Mr. Olympias, I believe. Like he's just
crazy.
absurd.
Yeah, I've
Absurd.
had my fans of like physiques and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem is with the older generation there wasn't really YouTube,
Yeah.
so you
Mhm.
don't. It's hard to like really get like a really know those guys of like who they were and stuff. You
Right.
just read like what you seen in magazines or like briefly on. And then when Instagram came out, you kind of got like glimpses of like what their career used to be and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the big thing nowadays with social media. And we touched on it in previous casts, but we can go see what a guy's looking like, at 2 or 3 weeks out, like versus magazines. Like you might get that 10 week out update, but then like they're silent until they hit the stage. And that kind of made that show that much more exciting getting up to it.
Yeah,
So I feel like the transparency that social media brings has some good sides, has some bad sides, depending on how you look at it. But bodybuilding is still, I feel like we're in a really good age now where like we're gonna see some really freaky stuff, including yourself here in 2027, brother. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
most definitely. And then the last thing I have here for you, the Arnold class is coming up. I don't know if you've been like kind of tapped in with who's competing there, but do you have a top three for the upcoming Arnold that you want to make
Yeah,
a
who's
prediction
Drake's top
for?
three?
Yeah, let's
Ooh.
get it. Let's get it.
So I've actually, gosh, me and my girl really want to go. We need to. We are going. My
Yeah,
bad. We aren't.
I love that. Now we're going.
yeah, we're
But
going.
we've been slacking on getting the Airbnb.
Mhm.
We gotta lock that in today.
Don't
Because
wait.
it's already late for what we're doing, but
We
Mhm.
time
waited
just hasn't
last
been on
year.
our times hasn't been on our hands lately. But this is a tough one because um top three wise, especially what we've gone from what we've seen last year even.
Mhm.
Oh, Andrew Jacked, the latest pictures I've seen of Andrew Jacked kind of really blew me away.
Yeah.
Granted, they were gym photos of him. They were probably post workout, but um, my two kind of picks there where I'm struggling on is I'm a huge fan. Granted, he doesn't have the prettiest physique, but I've always liked Nick Walker's physique.
Nick
We all
Walker.
love
Just the
Nick.
freakish amount of
Yeah.
We
muscle
all
that he
love
has.
Nick.
It's just it blows me away when I look at him, just because I'm like, how's the person have that much muscle? You
Mhm.
know, even though it isn't the prettiest, it's kind of like the freak factor. What I'm kind of attracted to as a fan.
Yeah. Definitely. Nick
And
Walker's one of my favorites too. And it's his mentality kind of sets it over the top for me. Like I'm just like I get amped up whenever he's talking about his motivation, but he's truly just a modern freak of our
he
generation for
is,
sure.
yeah. And especially kind of, I feel like he's on like he's got something to prove this year.
Yep.
And especially after last year, that Pittsburgh showing, we all saw it. I
Oh
personally think
yeah.
he beat Derek, if you ask me.
I was there in the
How
crowd. I keep preaching it, man. I think he did too.
how soon
Oh,
people
that's awesome. You
forget,
were there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And so after that showing, that was kind of a glimpse of what I feel like he could truly bring. Um, Granted, he did. I don't think he was at that best at the Olympia. I don't think he beat that Pittsburgh look.
No, no, I agree.
And this is the first time he's ever coached himself.
Yeah,
So he's coaching himself right now. So I'm super curious on like what he's gonna bring.
it'll be interesting because I feel like Kyle Wilkes and him really hit it on the head with Pittsburgh, and then to kind of
Hmm.
drop him like that, it definitely leaves some question, of like what's gonna be this look in Arnold with him coaching himself and him kind
It
of.
is a big question right now.
It
Yeah.
is, man. It really
Mhm.
is.
And so if I'm gonna really settle in my picks, oh, it being my opinion, because what I want to see,
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with Nick, Andrew, Jacked, and Hottie
Okay, Nick
for
taking
my
the
top
win then.
three.
I would love to see that, to be
That's
honest.
just
Yeah,
That would be so that
going
would be
off what
my
I would see. I
personal
would
what I
love
would
that.
want. Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
nice. Nice. Yeah,
and
I think
then
that'd be a good. I feel like that'd be the best for their bodybuilding like landscape and news. I feel like Nick pulling that win it'd be an upset. Which is crazy to say, especially thinking that he beat Derek at Pittsburgh theoretically.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah, man, that's gnarly. Yeah.
it is a good lineup though, and I'd like to. What I want to do is, since final or prejudging's on Friday, finals are on Saturday.
Yep.
Uh, we're gonna go to just the finals on Saturday night.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that weekend off, thankfully. So I had to switch with a few coworkers. So I'm gonna try making my way there too. And yeah, it's gonna be a good show, man. I mean, we have and Hottie just got confirmed the other day as well. So that'll be exciting
Hmm.
to see what he brings. And
Yep.
yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one.
I feel like he might be on his last. I feel like he's on his last leg. I can't really can see him competing too much longer.
I can't
Only
see
because
it.
I know he's in his mid 40s. I think Hottie is.
Yeah, yeah, mid to early 40s, I believe. And I think that he's just somebody that has I feel like we saw his leg size come down just a little bit, and I feel like that's just kind of the beginning of like the withering away with age, you know. And I mean, there's only so
Yeah.
much you could do with age, unfortunately. But it'll be interesting to see what he brings to this show. I feel like he'll still be in that like trademark conditioning, but it's just gonna be
Oh,
really
absolutely.
interesting to
Yeah. He
see.
doesn't miss there.
No, never. And if Nick comes
Yeah.
in condition to like where he brought into Pittsburgh, you know, that's going to be, I think Nick outsizes Hottie at this point, you know, especially if Hottie's age continues to be a factor. So, yeah, that's a good top three. I like it. I like it.
And then the toss up there is obviously Nick and Andrew Jack is the apples to oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel
Massively.
like that's so hard to judge. Myself thinking about putting myself on a panel
Yeah.
and judging that those two guys at their all time best. That's
And
just
there's going to
hard
be,
because the physiques are so different.
Mm-hmm.
no matter what happens, there's going to be like 50% of people pissed.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
50% of
Yeah.
fans are going to
No
be like,
matter what.
nah, it's bullshit, dude.
They always do. Yeah.
Yeah. You're always
It's,
going to have
yeah.
that.
It's always a robbery. It's a robbery every
Yeah.
big show.
Oh gosh. I know.
No
Always.
Yeah.
matter who wins it, someone's getting robbed.
Everyone's so dispassionate about their fans. Like, granted, I have I'm a fan of certain physiques or certain guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But I also, when it comes down to the show and results, I'm like, I don't know. I'm very like, it's hard to say robbery on some stuff because I'm like, well, I can see why they picked this guy. Like, I can, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
Definitely.
until you've seen enough shows, then yeah, you could easily be like, oh, it's a robbery and really believe it. But like once you become a little bit more seasoned with watching bodybuilding and actually watching bodybuilding competitions and people getting judged,
Right.
then you start kind of realizing like, oh yeah, I can see why it went that way. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I don't agree with it necessarily. And that's where the subjectivity comes into it, where most people are not used to a subjective sport. They're used to
yep,
7 versus 0 or
Yeah.
14 versus
Exactly. They're
stuff
looking
yeah.
for that
where you can be like,
scoreboard.
that's
It's
easy,
not that cut
right?
and dry.
It's
Yeah,
not. It's far from cut and dry. And there probably is some bias to it to a certain degree at some
there's
point in
got to be. I
time.
mean,
Like, there's
yeah,
just no way, right?
Right. Exactly. And I feel like that's kind of like we all have our favorite physiques, and I feel like that we kind of get caught up, you know, with our favorite guy. You know, like I'm a big Terrence guy. So at the Pittsburgh Pro, a lot of people argue that Hosemois beat him, you know, and in real time I was like, oh, there's no way. But after going back, I could see the argument, you know, and that's something that I feel like us bodybuilding fans, Matt, you kind of hit it on the head there. Once you're kind of seasoned with it, you definitely start to see that it could go either way, you know.
Yeah.
So
I haven't
It's a,
seen. Is he doing the Arnold Classic, Terrence?
he's not. No. So this year at the
Oh,
Arnold, we are looking at I can pull up that lineup for Classic, which it's kind of an underwhelming lineup for Classic to be 100% honest, but you do have your Mike and Wesley being those top guys. Um, and that's what your Classic Physique lineup looks like. Sam Sulik as well, which I'm not sure if you're
so I got a question for you guys.
yeah.
mm,
What's your where do you think Sam's gonna place in this classic lineup?
we did our placings. Pull them up, dude.
You said
Okay.
pull them up.
Pull 'em up.
Let's go ahead and pull them up real fast. Let's see if I go to Google real quick.
I can't even remember. I know I put them low.
You did
In
put them low.
comparison.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know you put them low. Matt, you have Sam in ninth,
Okay.
and I do as well. so he is low. He is low at our predictions.
I'm just
We're-
I was kind of surprised that he would pick the Arnold Classic for his pro debut.
I
Oh, it's
was
gonna be massive, right? In terms of the PR and the video, PR, but the
That
videos
part,
he's
yeah.
gonna do, it's gonna be so viral.
he's gonna
Arnold will
get.
probably come talk to him. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, he'll get a handshake even if he is outside that top 10. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
or he's the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
of it. He'll get a handshake for sure. So, you know, like you said, the PR
Oh,
side of
money.
things. Yep, it is, man. It's money.
I see
But
that now, but
we're rooting for him. Like I think Sam's cool, right?
Yeah, of course,
It's
right.
just a deep show to pick.
It is.
it
Yeah.
is very, yeah.
It's a deep show. You have a lot of underrated guys in there. Drake, do you like classic physique for what it is? Like, are you a big Mike Sommerfeld fan or anybody particularly? Or
Uh, yeah, I was blown away when Mike won the Olympia. I will say I was blown away. I'm like, how's the guy of his stature like fit and like make the
in the
granted, I know
classic
there was
physique?
I didn't follow it real closely with that height and weight stuff because I remember that came out last year sometime.
Yeah,
But I
right.
was just like, at the time, I was like, how's the guy his height make weight? I was just super surprised. It's like, what is his structure?
Right. Yeah, he whenever he won that Arnold Classic, he did get a runner up at the Olympia to Ramon. I feel like that he just they crash dieted because of his height controversy, and that was a big thing for him. But he has a 212-ish type of build, in my opinion. I think
He
that
does, yeah.
he's more of a bodybuilding like 212-ish type of guy. And if he were to just pack on size for a year, I think he'd do incredible damage, in the open ranks for sure. So yeah. Matt, do you have any takes on Mike particularly?
He kind of does fit like he does have a smaller waist and like
Mm-hmm.
he poses really well. I don't know if I consider him classic. He's more kind of like what we talked about. He's the bodybuilder that's just done classic, but he's got a great physique.
Yeah.
So it's kind of here and over there. I don't
I
know about
definitely
the
would agree with the craft diet at the last Olympia.
I think
Yeah.
I think the height weight thing is going to start becoming an issue in the IFBB NPC until they solidify heights because I do think it's a little silly that
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just
we're hiding people at different heights at different shows. No one's growing
that
taller.
that
No one's
doesn't make any sense to
shrinking.
me
Makes
It
at
no
all.
doesn't.
sense.
It
No.
makes it look like we don't know what the fuck we're doing, or they don't know what the fuck they're doing as an organization, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it kind of
I don't
makes
know about you, not even that I do classic, but my opinion on this, I feel like when you turn pro or do your first pro show even,
mm-hmm.
I feel like whatever that
Hmm.
height is that you get heighted in at should stay your height.
Yep, that's the
Put it
standard.
on your card. Yep,
Yep,
it
Yeah,
doesn't
just
exactly.
change. No
don't
one.
keep heighting these guys each show. That makes no sense to me.
And no,
It's
it doesn't.
silly. It's
It,
very
Like,
silly.
and that's like Maddie's show. What show was that, babe? When he told you your height and you're like, no. That so the indie
well, it's
pro
happened
show,
at
she
the
did.
amateur level too. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous,
Oh
Like
yeah,
that's
so they heighted her in at what was it, babe? What was it? They heighted her in at 5'5", and I'm like, I guarantee everything
You
you're
know,
not 5'5".
yeah,
no.
that's
We go and
crazy.
get a tape measure right after, and you're what, 5'7"? Yeah, 5'6", 5'7". I'm like, how are
Yeah.
you off that much? I'm like, the tape measure doesn't lie. Like,
No.
so I couldn't believe that. I was so. So then the same guy heighted her 2 weeks later at the premiere show, and she was 5'6".
It's just so silly, right?
It's very
It just
silly.
so if that's happening at the amateur ranks, you can't be having that happen at an Olympia show, you know?
Yeah,
No, there's
right.
thousands of dollars on the line,
Yeah,
sponsorship, all this stuff, dude.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, that's everything at the pro
I'm
level.
glad I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, being open, you
I
don't
don't
have
even
to
have to make
don't
a
mess with
weight, so that's cool.
it.
I could have
Right.
swore I was flat 5'7". They measured me at 5'6.5". I was like, yo, that's tough.
Yeah, like, come on now.
I was like, come on.
Oh man,
I think they did the same for me because I was like I was hoping to be 5'7". I think they got me like 5'6" and like 3'4", something like that. I was like, just round it up. Come on.
I
Like
was like,
what
I'm
we
gonna
do.
blow my hair out next time
I
before
was
you
like,
guys
come
heighten
seriously,
on.
me.
I
Man.
want to say because I looked this up before. My I haven't even heighted myself, and God knows when.
Mhm.
But I want to say if based off my height, if I were to compete in classic for pro, just per se, um,
Yep.
my weight cap's like 195, 196,
Oh man.
How much were you at
which doesn't
Texas?
make sense because my very first show, I was 199. I wasn't even,
Yeah, when you wouldn't even made the classic
Yeah.
weight,
yeah.
That's
Hmm.
crazy.
At Texas, though, I think I was like 253 or 254.
Oof.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good weight. Good
Big
showing.
dog.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm
Okay.
hoping by
deal.
2027, if I could be close to that 260 mark, I'd be really happy.
I believe that. I believe
Most
that's more than attainable, dude.
most definitely. With this allotted time as well, like all year, like 2026 just getting started, and like the improvements, the motivation that you have, like there's no doubt in my mind that you'll be able to reach that pinnacle, that 260 by the time you hit stage for sure. Yeah, man. Do you have any sort of shout outs that you want to make here? Like I don't know if you have any supplements sponsors or anything like that, but
No, I don't have any supplement, apparel, nothing.
okay,
Yeah.
well, hey, everybody, get Drake, get Drake something now if you're watching.
Honestly,
Most
get him
definitely,
to get him to post, and he'll be a great he'll be a great representative of your business and or brand.
most
I can tell you
definitely.
that
Yeah.
right now.
There we go.
No, I know. That's what it boils down to, though.
Yeah,
Especially.
like,
It's
especially
hard
yeah,
to market myself when I don't post.
it's hard, man, and
You
that's
know?
something that even whenever I'm doing an amateur trying to post daily, it's still a challenge, like it's just
Oh God, yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. So, but heck yeah, man, Drake, I appreciate you taking the time to come on here today, man.
Absolutely.
It's an awesome talking to you and kind of get to know you and your career and the goals that you have forward. Wish you nothing but the best. Obviously, I'll see you at the gym, but I know that
Yeah.
2027 is going to be a big year for you, brother.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
By the way,
absolutely.
this is my first podcast ever. I was telling Matt before.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I really appreciate you coming on. I apologize. I wasn't like in my normal spot and like sat down,
Oh, don't
but
apologize, dude. You're
I
good.
thought
Oh,
it
you're
was a
good. Yeah.
dude.
You're
I thought it was
recovering, dude.
Yeah.
You got
is
to be
what it is.
comfortable.
I'm starting to miss bodybuilding now, miss the gym now, but it was great having you on. You kind of exemplify, in my opinion, like I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt or be a little or too deep or anything, but you exemplify like the hard work and the passion that kind of comes with being a bodybuilder, in my opinion. Like you do it because
Yeah.
you enjoy it, you do it because you love it, and you've worked your way up. And it's been very cool to see. So keep doing your thing, Drake, and thank you for joining us on the podcast episode. I felt like you were a very well prepared
I
guest
appreciate
too.
that.
Like your
Yeah, man.
answers
You
were
were well prepared.
fantastic, dude. It
Yeah.
was
You had all the
awesome.
Thank you.
answers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and good
shoot, this is
stuff.
what I live this stuff every day, and I'm like my passion for bodybuilding. I could talk about this stuff all day.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you
Make
back on
sure
in the future, man.
make sure to
Oh, yeah,
collab
let me
with
know.
Drake on IG for these posts, because then it'll actually make him post.
Yes, yeah. Drake, you'll be tagged in them, brother. So we got to make sure you accept. You'll get them posted, brother.
I will. I'll repost them.
It's a good
Hell yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
boys. Hopefully you have a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, I guess one last thing. Who do you pick for the bowl? You got
Oh
Seahawks or the
yeah.
Patriots?
Oh, that's a tough one, dude.
Sam Darnold or Drake May, fam.
Right.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Why not?
Seahawks, okay.
All
I
right.
see it. Yeah, they're loaded, man. Matt, you got a pick? You got a dog in the fight?
I think the Patriots got it.
Okay.
I don't,
All
but
right.
to say I have a dog in the fight, nah. But I'll
He said no, not necessarily.
yeah.
There you go. All right. I'm a Seahawks. I'm rooting for Seahawks here. I'm a Colts fan, but I can't see the Patriots win,
If
man.
Brady was still at the Patriots, I'd vote for the Pats.
Okay.
Makes
All
sense.
right.
Yeah,
All right,
because
boys.
he's a Michigan man. You guys know me.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Big time Michigan fan.
Yep.
All right, boys. Well, thanks again for coming along. If you made it to this point in the cast, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace, guys.
All right. Peace out,
See
boys.
you guys.